Another day, another flashpoint in the US-Iran standoff. Just 24 hours after Tehran said it shot down a US drone, Iran is now accusing Washington of breaking the ceasefire. Iran's foreign ministry has accused Trump of violating the truce in southern Hormozgan province. Tehran claimed the alleged violations took place over the past 48 hours. Iran called the US actions illegal and even unjustified. It warned that it would not leave any evil unanswered. The accusations come even as Iranian negotiators continue talks in Qatar aimed at ending the conflict. According to a New York Times report, US officials say American intelligence detected a series of Iranian military moves before the strikes were launched. These include drones operating near US naval ships, increased activity at Iranian missile sites, and speedboats allegedly moving to deploy mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Washington said the development posed a threat to US forces and naval operations in the region. Now the United States has since defended its response, with US Central Command saying American forces carried out self-defense strikes in southern Iran. The US said the operation targeted missile positions along with boats allegedly involved in mine-laying activities. A tanker has also reported an explosion off the coast of Oman amid heightened tensions in the Gulf region. The United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations said the blast occurred near the port side of the vessel around 60 nautical miles off Muscat. The tanker and its crew were reported safe, though some fuel leaked into the sea after the incident. The vessel, identified as the Greek-owned Olympic Life, was sailing through the Gulf of Oman without cargo when it was struck by the ship's managers, called it an unidentified object. Authorities say the cause of the explosion remains unknown. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has taken a sharp swipe at the US media over its coverage of the conflict.
Leadership signs all necessary documents of surrender and admit their defeat to the great power and force of the magnificent USA. The failing New York Times, the China Street Journal, Wall Street Journal, corrupt and now irrelevant CNN, and all other members of the fake news media will headline that Iran had a masterful and brilliant victory over the United States of America. It wasn't even close.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio warns that the Strait of Hormuz must remain open and uninterrupted. Rubio described any attempt to disrupt shipping through the key waterway as unacceptable. He also claimed that no major global powers support Iran's position on the issue.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful, it's illegal, it's unsustainable for the world, it's unacceptable. I don't know of any country in the world that does it. The Russians are not in favor of a tolling system. The Chinese are not in favor of a tolling system. I mean, there's no country in the world that's in favor of a tolling system except the regime in Iran.
China has now urged both the United States and Iran to respect the ceasefire and resolve their differences through dialogue.
We hope relevant parties will seize the opportunity and find a solution that accommodates the legitimate concerns of all sides through negotiation. China will continue playing a constructive role in the political and diplomatic settlement of the Iranian nuclear issue to safeguard the international nuclear non-proliferation regime and promote peace and stability in the Middle East and beyond.
Meanwhile, CENTCOM released an image showing a US F-22 Raptor stealth fighter being refueled mid-air over West Asia, signaling continued high-level military operations in the region. Iranian media reports say Tehran is pushing for the release of about $24 billion in frozen assets as part of any agreement. Reports suggest Iran wants half of that amount to be made available immediately after an initial memorandum is signed. A top Iranian delegation, including Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, has been holding talks in Qatar as both sides try to frame a possible 14-point deal. Meanwhile, global oil markets reacted sharply to the escalation, with Brent crude prices rising after news of the latest US strikes. Iran also saw a partial restoration of internet services this week after months of a nationwide blackout during the conflict. The diplomats may still be talking, but in the skies over the Gulf and in the waters of the Strait of Hormuz, the standoff is far from over. As tensions rise by the hour, the world is waiting to see who blinks first.
Hi, I'm Ozzy Vibe. And in this series, I'll give you the chai tea on his... No. It's not chai tea, it's chai. Chai tea is like saying ATM machine. It's like saying delicious British food. So here I tell you the craziest stories about famous people, places, and incidents from history without overcomplicating it. Because this is Aussie Guy Reviews History.